Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the NBA slate on DraftKings and Yahoo for Friday, March the 1st. We do got a 7-game slate for Friday night. I'm going to go through each position, talk about some of the guys that stand out to me, and give some of my early thoughts on this 7-game slate. And I will give my 5 plays for DraftKings and 5 plays for Yahoo. These are 5 players that I specifically do like for each site. Before we do get started though, guys, I would appreciate it if you would drop a like on the video, and if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so that way you don't miss out on any of my new videos. But looking at point guard today, I do like the top of this position. I like the top option, Kyrie Irving, 8,900 in a home matchup with the Wizards. If I'm going to pay up for a guy at this position, he's going to be the guy that I try and spend my salary on. Now right now, looking at this slate the night before, LeBron James overall, just looking at all the top studs on the slate, he's the guy I'm trying to spend the top, like my whole salary on. If I can spend up at point guard, then obviously I want to go to Irving. But if I can get James and Irving together, I'm going to try and do that today. Prioritizing James right now, but like if enough value opens up and I can play Kyrie Irving with LeBron, going to try to do that. I like this matchup a lot for Kyrie. Wizards defensively against point guards this year have really struggled. They do play at a fast pace. This game has a lot of appeal. Pretty high total right now. I think it can stay competitive as well. The Wizards are going to play their guys as many minutes as they can. They are fighting for a playoff spot. So I like Kyrie quite a bit at 8,900. I would play him over all the other 8K point guards on the slate. But there are some good plays in the mid-range. If you're not going to Kyrie, there's, especially like in the 5K range, we're going to talk about a few plays there. But like in the 7K price tier, I think Zach LaVine in a matchup with the Hawks looks really good at 7,700. When we get down a little bit cheaper, we're going to talk about Chris Dunn, and I think this could be a spot where Chris Dunn really starts to get back on track in a matchup with the Hawks. But Zach LaVine also been playing very well. Even though I like Chris Dunn a lot today, I still do like Zach LaVine as well at 7,700. And Drew Holiday against the Suns, can't go wrong there either. Holiday, even though the Pelicans said they're going to limit his minutes, he's still been going out there and playing like 33, 34 minutes a night. So 7,900, you can play him as well against the Suns. I do like him, but in a nutshell, I think I'd rather play LaVine for a little bit cheaper. But once you get to this 5K range, this is where it gets really good. So starting off, Elfrid Payton at 5,600. I like quite a bit in a matchup with the Suns. I like him on both sides. He's $20 on Yahoo. Looks really good over there. Payton has been getting pretty consistent minutes, night in and night out, about 30 to 32 minutes a game. Sometimes he plays more. Most of the times, he's going to play more than that, more than 30. Rarely do you see him get under 30. I expect he probably plays about 31, 32 minutes here against the Suns. With AD limited to 20 minutes, there's going to be a lot of usage to go around. AD's not going to be on the floor a ton in this game. Elfrid Payton been benefiting a lot lately, 38, 38, and 34 DraftKings points. In his last 3 games, been playing very well. We like the matchup a lot with the Suns, and it is a revenge game for what that's worth. Payton did play for the Suns for a little bit last year, so if you want to play him at 5,600, I think he looks really good on DraftKings. I like him quite a bit on both sides. And then Chris Dunn I mentioned as well at 5,500 against the Hawks. I like Chris Dunn a ton today. I think he's going to be low owned because he really hasn't been playing that well lately. Maybe he won't be. I think people have kind of realized point guards against the Hawks is just something that tends to work out a lot more than it fails. Even though Chris Dunn's been playing so poorly lately, this is definitely a get-right spot for him against the Hawks. He did put up 33 DraftKings points earlier this year against the Hawks in only 26 minutes at 16, 4, and 3 with 2 blocks and 2 steals. All-around good game for Chris Dunn. I think if he's playing well here, he probably plays about 32 minutes. I don't think we get like 25, 26 minutes out of Dunn. I think he plays probably 32, 33 minutes, especially if he's playing well. So 5,500 in a matchup with the Hawks. Chris Dunn looks really good on DraftKings. Looks really good on Yahoo as well. He's only $17 over here. Like him quite a bit on both sides. And then the last guy I want to mention is Rajon Rondo. He's 5K on DraftKings, and on Yahoo he's cheap as well, only $16 over here. Rondo's going to be a core play for me on both sites. We saw him enter the starting lineup in their last game, and the Lakers' last game against the Pelicans. Really good matchup for Rondo in that game. And he had a ton of success. He played 37 minutes, and he put up 48 DraftKings points. And it looks like Rondo is going to continue to be in the starting lineup. Playing alongside LeBron James doesn't really help him fantasy-wise, but he was still productive in that game, even though he was playing alongside LeBron. Nearly had a triple-double. Was only three rebounds shy of a triple-double. This matchup is a lot worse against Milwaukee. Milwaukee, obviously, as a team, plays very good defense, but Milwaukee does play at a fast pace, and this game does have a very high total. I think it's one of the highest on the slate right now. Right now it's at 237. Lakers are only 4-point dogs, so high total, close spread, really good spot for Rondo. We're going to talk about LeBron as well. But Rondo at 5K is too cheap if he's going to be playing 36 to 38 minutes like we saw like earlier this year, especially when LeBron and Lonzo were both out. Rondo was just going out there and crushing on a nightly basis. And I think even playing alongside LeBron, Rondo can still easily give you 30-plus DraftKings points. 5K, just too cheap for him, so easily one of the top plays on the slate, in my opinion. But probably won't be going cheap here. There's just so many good mid-range plays to where I don't see myself going to any value plays. Like in this 5K range, these three guys right here just really stand out to me. So let's go ahead and move on to shooting guard. So shooting guard is kind of the same as point guard. Definitely an injury we're going to have to watch here is Devin Booker. He is questionable for this game against the Pelicans. If he were to sit, that's obviously going to open up Kelly Oubre at 6,200. That's going to make Josh Jackson a little bit more appealing. Tyler Johnson as well becomes a little bit more appealing. I don't think I'm really going to be playing a ton of Booker either way, even if he plays here. I would just rather spend my salary on Kyrie Irving or go down cheaper to Zach LaVine. So don't really like a lot of the expensive shooting guards. A lot of the guys I think Dunn, I know you can play here. I don't think you can play Rondo at point guard. You might can play Payton at point guard. But Dunn you can play at shooting guard. I like him a ton here. If Booker is out, then Kelly Oubre at 6,200 looks really good if you want to play him. Bogdan Bogdanovic going to continue to start, especially now that Bagley is out. We know that Bogdanovic is going to start and play pretty decent minutes. So 5,400 if you want to play him. I think that makes some sense against the Clippers. Nicholas Batum as well, been playing so well lately with Jeremy Lamb on the bench. Batum's been playing big minutes as well. At 5,200, I think Nicholas Batum, if you need to go cheap here, is definitely in play as a value play. And then lastly, Tyler Johnson at 5K. If Devin Booker is out, Tyler Johnson becomes a very appealing play. It's hard for me to play Tyler Johnson over Rondo because I think Rondo is a better play overall, but you can play Rondo or you can play Johnson at shooting guard, so you could still play him with Rondo if you want to do that. But I think that's it for the cheaper plays. Let's go ahead and move on to small forward now. Talk about this position. So I really like LeBron at the top here. Giannis is the most expensive small forward. He's 11.6 going up against the Lakers, but it's hard for me to trust Giannis right now. Last game against the Kings, Giannis was probable for that game, but he only played like 24 minutes. They said they were going to monitor his minutes. He just didn't look right. Only 24 minutes in an overtime win against the Kings. So it's hard for me to trust Giannis right now. LeBron just going to be a much safer option, 11,400. On Yahoo, he's cheaper than Giannis by a pretty decent margin. He's $4 cheaper. Definitely the better play over there, in my opinion. LeBron's going to be playing a ton of minutes on a nightly basis. Lakers are fighting for their playoff lives. They're going to need to win as many games as they can rest of season. So we're going to see LeBron playing almost 40 minutes a night in competitive games. Pretty much going to give you a 50-point, 55-point floor. Seems like on his bad nights, he's going to give you at least like 50, 55 DraftKings points. It's not a good defensive matchup with the Bucks. They are a really good team defensively. But like I said, it's a very high total in this game, fast pace as well. LeBron, I think, still is able to have a ton of success in this matchup. I would be very surprised if he scores less than 60 DraftKings points. So it's small forward. If I'm paying up, he's the guy that I want. I'm going to be taking LeBron over Giannis today. Kawhi Leonard, 8,800, don't really have a ton of interest in. Just don't see myself paying more for him or going to him like over LeBron. And then you have Kyrie at 8,900, and I think I'd rather play Kyrie over Kawhi today. But looking at other small forwards, Kelly Oubre I mentioned. If Devin Booker is out, Kelly Oubre at 6,200 becomes a very intriguing play. I think he makes a ton of sense. Bogdanovic I mentioned at 5,400. Batum I like as well at 5,200. Value plays though, Josh Jackson at 5K is probably going to become one of the best plays on the slate if Devin Booker is out. So definitely keep that Booker news in your mind as the day goes on. Friday, Booker's out, Josh Jackson 5K. Becomes a lock and load, becomes one of the best plays on the slate most likely. But that looks like it for small forward. So let's go ahead and move on to power forward now. So power forward, you got Lauri Markkanen towards the top of this position at 8,600. I love this spot for Lauri Markkanen. I think he has a ton of success in this matchup, but he is very expensive today. He's up to 8,600 on DraftKings. I think he's worth this price tag, but hard for me to pay more or just the same amount for Lauri Markkanen as for a guy like Kyrie Irving. I think I'd rather play Kyrie 8,900 than Lauri Markkanen 8,600. But I think you can definitely game stack this game. I think you can play multiple Bulls. Probably could play multiple Hawks. You probably just want to go to like Trae Young and John Collins. But if you're playing like Young and Collins and you want to play a Bull, then I think that makes sense to go to Markkanen. But hard for me to play Markkanen over someone like Kyrie today. Julius Randle, though, 8K, I think makes a ton of sense, especially in a matchup with the Suns. He's been playing big minutes lately as well. Julius Randle and Drew Holiday, although they were going to have sort of their minutes limited. I wouldn't say Randle's minutes were going to be limited, but they said Holiday was going to have his minutes limited. That really hasn't been the case. He's been playing about 34 minutes. Same for Julius Randle. Last 3 games, 38, 34, 40 minutes. It's a great matchup with the Suns. I like Julius Randle a ton on this slate. 8K, I think he's a very good play. He's expensive on Yahoo as well. He's up to $32 at center. He's the same price as Jusuf Nurkic. Would definitely play Randle over Nurkic. But we are going to talk about a cheap center that I really like today. We'll get to him when we get to center. But on DraftKings, like, you can play Randle at power forward. So obviously have a ton of interest in him since you can play him at power forward. But now looking in the mid-range, looking for cheaper plays, guys that stand out to me. Josh Jackson, 5K, like I mentioned. If Devin Booker sits, he's a very good play today if you want to go to him. But I think that's it for power forward on this slate. So let's go ahead and move on to center now and talk about center today. So there's a guy that I really like for cheap here. Before we get to him, though, going over some of the plays I like at the top. Randle, I mentioned, 8K. I like quite a bit. I think DeAndre Ayton at 6,900, especially if Booker sits, becomes very appealing if you want to go to him. Montrezl Harrell against the Kings, I think, is a really good play as well at 6,400. But there's some good value at this position. Brook Lopez at 5K, I think, is a good value. But it's hard for me to play him over a guy like Willie Cauley-Stein. I just have a ton of interest in Willie Cauley-Stein today. He's 4,500 on DraftKings. He's cheap on Yahoo as well. He's over here he's $17. I expect Willie Cauley-Stein to have a lot more safer minutes going forward. Probably going to play about 33, 34 minutes on a nightly basis, especially now that Marvin Bagley is going to be out for about a week or two. Bagley was kind of taking minutes away from Willie Cauley-Stein, and now that Bagley's out, I don't see Cauley-Stein's minutes really trending down. We saw him playing like 13 minutes some games, 15 minutes some games. I think we're going to see him start to play 30-plus minutes on a nightly basis. 4,500 is just too cheap for Willie Cauley-Stein if he's going to be playing 30-plus minutes, especially in a matchup with the Clippers. That's a matchup we obviously love. Centers against Clippers has been something that's worked a ton this year, and I think it works here. For what it's worth, Willie Cauley-Stein had a little bit of success in this matchup, 29 DraftKings points, and an average of 3 games. I think he definitely puts up more than 29 DK points. I'd be surprised if Willie Cauley-Stein scores less than 30 DK points here. So 4,500, easily one of the top value plays, in my opinion. Just way too cheap, especially now that Bagley's out. But yeah, guys, I think that's it for center, and I think that's it for the video. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Hopefully it did help you. If you enjoyed, make sure you click that like button down below, and make sure you subscribe if you have not already. And if you do have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, or hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. But yeah, guys, good luck tonight on Friday's 7-game slate. Really appreciate you watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.